All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostle elders, a great millstone who rule well. And salutations to all you brothers out there pushing this word in love, truth, sincerity, and humility. Once again, it's the brother Shatir from the Chicago camp, coming back to you with what I hope is another quick and edifying sit down. And this is going to be regarding the movie War of the Planet of the Apes. Okay? Spoiler alert, if you haven't seen the movie yet, turn this video off, come back, watch the flick, and then so we'll continue. There's lots of things that can be said about this movie. I have many thoughts that I want to discuss and go over, but if I do, the video will probably be about 2-3 hours long, and as the elder in our camp says, you know, Jake got a short attention span. So what I want to do is just focus primarily on this one scene in the movie where Caesar, the leader of the apes, gets captured, and he has a meeting with Woody Harrelson, who plays this guy called the Colonel, all right, the leader of Esau Edom, the so-called white man, all right. And so in this conversation, the big questions that were asked were, why does the Colonel do the things that he does? All right, what's his motivation behind it, and what's the end game? And so in the beginning of the conversation, Woody Harrelson, who plays the Colonel, explains that despite all the beef that they have with each other, he understands that they're at fault for creating this situation, because man is always trying to improve on himself, trying to be God, and improve on the human nature experience. However, in doing all this experimentation and exploring, trying to figure out certain things, these deep-seated ideas backfired on them in the form of either one, killing off humans, or two, making them dumb. It's taken away their ability to speak, all right, while simultaneously it makes the apes even more smart and even more strong, okay? And that brought me to Psalm, the 64th chapter, okay, starting at the 6th verse. And it says, they search out iniquities. All right. Why would any person try to add on to the perfection that God made us as? All right. Why can't bad Uncle Esau just accept the fact that he was made a certain way and we were made a certain way? You know, he can't accept that concept, you know. So they search out all type of wickedness, okay, to better themselves, for lack of a better phrase, okay. And it says they accomplish a diligent search, all right. Bad Uncle Esau, the so-called white man, all right, has gone through great lengths and has spared no dollar amount to try to figure out each and every single little thing that deals with the aspect of human life, as far as the physical, from anatomy, physiology, to the psychological aspect with the mind, the spiritual aspect, nature, okay. This man researches every single little thing to see how it functions, to see how he can try to either improve on it or use it, or should I say use that information and perverse it, okay, and use it for wickedness. It says, both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep. As I said, this bad Uncle Esau goes to the extreme and goes to the finest detail until it cannot be explored anymore. And even when he thinks that it can't be explored anymore, he might come back to it because he might figure out something else which may open the door to maybe seeing if he can further delve into the, for lack of a better phrase, the deep, intimate secrets of the creation, you know, and how things function. All right. And so another aspect of this movie that was very interesting was Woody Harrelson explaining to Caesar, you know, that nature, certain aspects of nature have not changed since the beginning of time. All right. And nature has always proven that the more stronger dominant species has always evolved and, well, I shouldn't say evolved, but the more dominant species has always have taken over and dominated. Okay? And he said, that's the last thing I want to do is be wiped out or have my population reduced to such an extent that he was like, I don't want to have any part of your unholy kingdom. All right. And basically he's just telling them like, hey, I'm the way I am. You are the way that you are. Not only is this a thing of survival, but you and I don't see eye to eye, and we'll never see eye to eye. And that's the same in this world. You got to think about it. You know, even though Jake is wicked as hell, all right, you know, bad Uncle Esau knows that for the most part, Jake is very tenderhearted, man. You know, Jake can talk all the shit. You know, the women can be as loud as they want to, but they know that fundamentally our nature, at the core, we are very tenderhearted and very quick to forgive. All right. And we show mercy. All right. But Woody Harrelson, he's letting them know like, hey man, I'm not down with that. I'm about survival. I'm about being strong. I'm about being merciless and doing whatever it takes to survive and winning. Okay. And that brought me to Wisdom of Solomon. Okay. The second chapter. I want to say it's starting at the second verse. No, the 12th verse. Okay. And it says that, therefore let us lie in wait for the righteous, because he is not for our term. Right. Bad Uncle Esau knows that the true men of the Lord, all right, are not for his kingdom. All right. Because it's wicked. All right. It says, and he is clean contrary to our doings. Right. As I said, Jake is tenderhearted, you know, very quick to forgive. Esau is merciless. He is cruel. All right. And he spares no one, not even his own people. Okay. That's why they have that saying in the world, you know, collateral damage. But they've also put it in a proverb saying, you got to crack a few eggs to get an omelet. All right. Esau is just completely ruthless and perverse, especially in regards to what he does for his sexual pleasure. All right. It says he upbraideth us with our offending the law. Basically, he gives us hell for doing what is righteous, and objective to our infamy, the transgressions of our education. Now I'm going to skip down to verse 14. It says, he was made to reprove our thoughts. Okay. Esau's always challenging us, always mocking, always trying to put what we do to shame. All right. As if what we're doing is not righteous and it's the wrong thing. As that scripture says, you know, woe to them that call evil good and good evil. All right. And that was one concept that Woody Harrelson was explaining to Caesar. He was like, man, I don't want to be part of what you all represent, because the apes, who are symbolic of Jake, they were all about family, unity, love, and being in harmony with each other in nature. All right. And Woody Harrelson was clean contrary to it. That's why Caesar said, that's why when Woody Harrelson asked Caesar, what do you see in me? And Caesar said, man, you're a man without mercy. Okay. And that brings me to James, the 2nd chapter. Okay. James, the 2nd chapter. I want to say it's the 13th verse, if I'm not mistaken. It says, for he shall have judgment without mercy, that have shown no mercy, and mercy rejoiceth against judgment. Right. Because in that movie, as Caesar said, he was like, dude, you ruthless as hell, man. You kill apes, you enslave them. Not only that, you kill your own people, man. He was like, you're terrible. And he asked them, okay, so you doing all this, you killing your own people, you killing us, and you having us be slaves to make this wall. And he was like, for what reason? Are you afraid of those other people? And Woody Harrelson told him yes. He was like, yes, this is why I'm doing what I'm doing. All right. And that's why Woody Harrelson was working him, for lack of a better phrase, like a Hebrew slave. All right. Because that brings me to Revelation 12:12. Okay. And it says, therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. Right. And that's why Woody Harrelson was putting hell on him. All right. In that what you can either interpret as, one, a slave plantation, or what we can fast forward to modern times, what will soon be a FEMA camp. Because he knew there was other people out there who were not for his regime, and he needed a wall to protect himself. And not only that, he knew he needed to eliminate the other people as soon as possible, and the apes, because if he didn't, he knew that he would eventually be conquered. So he knew that, hey man, if shit don't go the way I planned it to go, I have a very short time on this earth, man. So yeah, man, I mean, there's lots of other things that I could comment on, as far as, the coon apes. Bad Uncle Esau called them donkeys. Okay, and that's another slang word, just being a nigga. Because, anytime Esau watches us on these bugged out videos on World Star and other things, they like, look at them jumping around and hollering like a bunch of monkeys and apes, a bunch of baboons. Why don't you go back to Africa? All right. They had that. They had one scene in the end where the tanker blew up and it looked like a missile had hit it. It rose up in like a huge fiery flame in the cloud. And it's, yeah, I'm not going to say anything else, but yeah, brothers, that it was a very interesting movie. Like I said, I highly recommend brothers go see it. It's super spiritual. Hell, I may go watch it twice, because I'm sure there's some things that I missed, even with being spiritually minded. So yeah, brothers, go check the movie out. And with that being said, I want to give all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostle elders, a great millstone who rule well, and salutations to all you brothers out there pushing this word in love, truth, sincerity, and humility. And with that, we're going to say shalom.